The 8 News Now investigators looking into Henderson's choice to be its next police chief. Reggie Rader has a long, distinguished career across town, most recently as a deputy chief.
But as 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne uncovered, Rader's past involves some violent episodes.
In 30 years in law enforcement, many of them at Metro, 2 incidents that really stand out. One in 2004, where a man died, and another, 10 years later, where a man sued Rader and another officer for choking him.
Thank you for being here on this very significant day of my law enforcement career.
Reggie Rader.
To our new police chief, Reggie Rader.
Accepting the top job at Henderson's police department just a couple months after the city fired his predecessor, Holly Chadwick, joining a carousel that makes Rader the 5th Henderson police chief in the last 13 years.
I would not be taking this job if I thought it was just going to be a quick revolving door.
When he calls for code red, that's a real code red.
That's Rader some 6 years back in a Metro YouTube video about a hostage gunfight, a domestic violence incident in 2016 for which Rader and others received the department's Medal of Valor.
The amount of gunfire at that time in my career was something that I had never heard before.
The Medal of Valor, the highest law enforcement honor, a major accomplishment in a career that resulted in Rader becoming one of Clark County Sheriff Kevin McMahill's deputy chiefs, after being a detective, sergeant, and lieutenant in the gang task force, and among other things, captain of the Southeast Area Command.
And the firearm discharged, injuring our toddler.
Metro would occasionally trot Rader out for press conferences, like this one I attended 2 years ago when a little girl at a daycare picked up a loaded gun and shot herself.
I know that you probably didn't even know that you're being super brave.
And Rader, on behalf of Metro, handed the 2-year-old who miraculously survived a bravery award.
Right now, I got your battery going to violence. Okay.
That's Rader and another officer in 2015 telling a man to calm down and then taking him down.
On the ground.
Onto the ground, where the victim, Jimmy Kiesling, insisted the officers, including Rader, all but choked him out.
There was nothing really restricting me here. It was all in the front with the crease and then him bending back to gain more leverage.
But police used a lot of leverage, ultimately getting Kiesling into submission. He was not arrested for the crime police came to investigate, Metro saying it wasn't a chokehold, it was what they call a lateral vascular neck restraint, which can render a subject unconscious by compressing blood vessels in the neck to restrict blood flow to the brain, a move their captain at the time approved.
I tell you to stop. Stop, right?
And next thing I know, that I'm tapping out. I remember tapping out, saying that I almost passed out. Little to my knowledge, I had already passed out, and I was coming to.
Kiesling sued in federal court and won. Metro and Rader appealed. Everyone involved agreed to dismiss the appeal. Usually that means a settlement.
My child, they wouldn't do my child like that.
Joyce Charleston in 2004, the mother of another person who Rader encountered during his time at Metro. She was grieving the death of her son, William Lomax, who police say was high on PCP when he scuffled with security guards at his apartment building. That's when Rader used his taser 8 times on Lomax, who ultimately died.
During your training, did your trainer with the Metropolitan Police Department give any set number that you're not to go beyond in tasing an individual to gain compliance?
No, they said use it as many times as you need to until you get the subject in custody.
Rader got Lomax in custody and tased his neck until he wasn't breathing. At this coroner's inquest, a jury ultimately found the use of force was okay. The coroner ruling the death was from cardiac arrest during restraining procedures. And even though the family sued Rader and Metro, the suit went nowhere.
It's unacceptable behavior to do a human being like that. I don't care what they did. I don't care what anybody did. The whole family is upset about it, and it's unacceptable. And I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
Henderson City Council does not need to approve Rader as a selection for chief, but Rader's first day is scheduled for July 7th. The city plans an oath of office ceremony at a special council meeting a week after that. I'm Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
Now, the city in an email said they couldn't make Rader available to participate in the story because he hasn't started working there yet.
Now, they did provide a statement which you can read in Kyle's story right now on our website over at 8newsnow.com.